What's up, beautiful people, and welcome to the first live Q&A session. My name is Noah, your Northern Colorado real estate and lifestyle expert, and I'm super stoked to be here with every single person across these platforms. We got YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I actually don't even know what that one is, but hey, we're all here. And for those of you who are just joining us, I help families from all over the country make their dream of moving to Northern Colorado a reality. Now, I've been getting so many questions lately about relocating here that I thought, you know what? Let's do a live event and get all your questions answered in real time. Now, I can already see some of you guys jamming out in the chat room here. So thank you for doing that, and welcome to you, whether you're watching this live or catching the replay. I want you to know that no question is off limits today, or forever for that matter. So we're gonna talk everything. We're gonna talk about the cost of living, neighborhoods, schools, the housing market, and what life is really like living here, and anything else that's on everybody else's mind. And hey, if you are just joining us on the channel or you're new to the channel, make sure and drop me a comment and let me know where you are from and why you are looking to relocate to the beautiful state of Colorado. Because hey, I drop content and new videos every single Friday about living in Longmont, Northern Colorado, and trust me, you don't want to miss the videos that I have coming up. All right, let's dive into our very first question. And I've got the chat windows open here, guys. This one. Okay, so here we go with the first question. Sarah, where are you from? Okay, so Sarah's from Texas here, and she asks, hey Noah, what is the real cost of living in Longmont compared to other Colorado cities? I keep hearing different numbers. Now, Sarah, this is an absolutely great question, and honestly, one of the most important ones that you can ask, right? So here's the deal. Longmont is actually one of the more affordable options in Boulder County. Now, it is definitely not the cheapest compared to other parts of the country, but let's jump in here and break this down for you. The median home price in Longmont right now is sitting at around $449,000. That's going to be for your standard 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage home. Now, if you compare that to Boulder, which is just up the road, you are looking at $1,175,000, and in Denver, you're looking at about $640,000. So Longmont gives you that sweet spot of affordability while you're still gonna be close to a lot of the things that you're gonna wanna do. But here's what people don't always factor in. Your utilities, especially your heating costs in the winter, can run you between $200 and $300 a month, and groceries are about 10 to 15% higher than the national average. And if you're coming from a state with no income tax, Colorado's got a flat 4.4% state income tax. Now, the good news is that this is typically offset by your lower property taxes. Sarah, I hope that answers your question and gives you a realistic picture of what the cost of living is. Now, having said all of this, and this is for everybody out there on these platforms, there are still parts of Northern Colorado that are gonna be much cheaper. What I want all you guys to do is shoot me a call or text at 720-741-7474, because I'm happy to answer any of the questions and point you in the exact right direction. All right, let's get to the next question here. All right, the next question coming in. Mike, where are you from, Mike? Oh, Mike doesn't really know where he's from. All right. Okay, he says, I have 2 young kids and I'm looking at Longmont. Which neighborhood should I focus on for the best schools and family life? Well, Mike, let me tell you, you are absolutely asking the right questions. As a dad myself, I totally get it. Now, let me tell you about the neighborhoods that families absolutely love right here in Longmont. First up, you have anything in the Sunset Middle School area. We're talking about neighborhoods like the Sunset Golf Course area, parts of Clover Basin. I mean, the schools are fantastic. You've got parks literally everywhere, and it feels quite suburban and family friendly. The second one that you should definitely check out is going to be the Westview Middle School area, especially around Kinemoto Park. This is where you're going to find a lot of newer construction, great schools, and it's super family friendly. Plus, you're going to be close to the Longmont Rec Center, which is going to come in handy on cold winter days when you and the kids need to go burn some energy. Now, one of the things that makes our community awesome is going to be our open enrollment. And what that essentially means is that it doesn't matter what school district your home is actually in. If you would prefer to have your kids go to a school that is not in your neighborhood or not in the district that you live in, you can open enroll your children into any school in Longmont or Boulder or Berthoud or Firestone and Frederick. And if that school has openings and space in their classroom, they are going to accept your student. Now, it comes on a first come, first served basis. So if every single class is full to maximum capacity, you cannot open enroll your child in that school, but you're going to be able to open enroll them in any school that you would choose for your child based on the classroom and if that school has room. So everybody here locally loves it because we live literally right next door to a school, and we send our kids to Twin Peaks Classical Academy, which is about 2 miles down the road. We just like that school better. It worked out better for our family values and what we want to see our kids getting educated. So we just open and enrolled them, no problem. Both my kids have been attending that school for 3 years, and it feels nice to be able to have a choice about your children's education. And open enrollment is just a fantastic way that Colorado lets you do it. Mike, I hope that this answered your questions, and I would absolutely love to chat with you more about exactly what your family's looking for. So let me drop my calendar link in the chat box below. Feel free to grab a time that works best for you, and I will call you at that time. Now, this also goes for anyone else on the call here live or anybody watching a replay on this video. My calendar link will be pinned in the description below, and it's the easiest way to contact me to answer all of your questions. Now let's keep this train moving, the chat train moving here, guys. Thank you so much for sticking along with me. Now, what do we got next? Here we go. Jennifer. I don't see a last name Jennifer. Oh, only one Jennifer on here. All right. Where are you from? All right, Jennifer from Florida, thank you so much for joining us today. Anybody else from Florida? My family and I vacation there at least once or twice a year. The last time I was there, I actually tried to catch an alligator. Let me tell you, they are a lot faster than they look. I was unsuccessful, to say the least. Jennifer's laughing, thinks I'm nuts. Okay, I'm used to the heat and humidity. How bad are the winters there, and what's the altitude sickness like? Well, Jennifer, not everybody gets altitude sickness. No doubt, Jennifer, coming from Florida, you are in for a completely different experience. And honestly, I think that you're gonna absolutely love it. So first off, let's talk about the winters. Yes, it gets cold. You are gonna see temperatures in the teens and 20s. And guess what? Yeah, it's Colorado. We do get some snow, but here's the thing. We have over 300 days of sunshine a year. Now, because Longmont sits at 5,000 feet of elevation, works out great for the wintertime because that sun's power definitely melts the snow off. But some people are definitely gonna feel the altitude for your first couple of days. You might get a headache or two, and you're definitely going to get winded a lot easier. Like, for real, even just walking up one flight of stairs is going to make you feel like you ran a marathon. My advice for anybody out there is pretty dang simple. You just drink lots of water. You take it easy your first week or first few days in Colorado. I know you want to avoid alcohol for the first few days, but most people are going to easily adjust within a week or two. But here's what nobody's telling you about the weather here. You're going to become absolutely obsessed with outdoor activities. The low humidity means that when it's 80 degrees here, it really feels like 70 degrees in Florida. And the hiking, the biking, the outdoor concerts, you're gonna be outside way more than you ever were in Florida. And you know what? Here's the thing. Your utility bills will be far less because you don't have to run the air conditioner 12 months out of the year. Now, trust me, after your first Colorado season, your first Colorado year here, experiencing all 4 seasons, you're gonna wonder why you waited so long to move here. And me personally, I was losing sleep over just thinking about facing a winter after not having winters for 10 years where we previously lived in Hawaii. And I lost sleep over this, just thinking to myself, I'm gonna be locked inside, locked in a tundra. I have to scrape ice and snow off my car, all this stuff. Oh my gosh, I was having panic attacks. And I can tell you that they were absolutely not warranted. I think last year I put on my winter coat 4 times the whole winter, and I only shoveled snow, you guessed past it 4 times. So there's a real world look at what winter and how the elevation is going to play into your experience here in Colorado. Let's get after another question here. And guys, thank you so much for hopping on here and shooting your questions. Some of you are cracking me up right now. Okay, David, New York, David from New York, what's up? Noah, I keep hearing the Colorado housing market is crazy. Is now a good time to move and buy, or should I wait? David, thanks for hopping in here and asking these questions. David,
come on, man.
This seems like a loaded question, but I'm gonna answer it anyway. And the honest truth is, you should not try to time the market. People crash and burn all the time. I always recommend purchasing a home when you are ready to purchase. But keep in mind, renting might cost you between $25,000 and $30,000 a year here, and that's money that you're just not gonna see again. You also have to factor in appreciation. Since Northern Colorado is a desirable place to live, buyer demand keeps upward pressure on our real estate values. So the same home that you could have purchased a year ago will cost you between $25,000 and $40,000 more if you wait a year. Now, with the cost of rent and lost appreciation, you're looking at $70,000 just to rent for a year, because you have to factor in the cost of renting and your missed opportunity cost of owning a home. The market here has definitely cooled down from the absolute madness in 2021 and 2022, and interest rates have been higher, which has slowed things down a bit, and right now is the most opportunity in the Northern Colorado market than I've seen in the last 15 years. Longmont especially has been more stable than other Colorado markets, and we're seeing homes sit on the market for 30 to 45 days instead of selling the first weekend. Now, I can't tell you what you should do, anybody on here for instance, but here is my philosophy. If you're planning to live here for at least 5 years and you find the right home at the right price, there is absolutely no reason that you should wait. Because what I'm seeing in the market right now is that you have way more negotiating power than you've had in the last decade. You can ask for closing costs, price reduction, interest rate buy downs, and the best part is that you're not competing with 10 other offers. My advice is very, very simple. Get pre-approved, know your budget, get some financial clarity, and when the right house comes along, be ready to go take a look at it. The perfect time to buy a house is when you find the perfect house for you and your family. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to drop a link to my Longmont relocation guide, which is brand new, just releasing on this live right now. I'm going to go ahead and put that Longmont relocation guide, the link to the Longmont relocation guide, down in the chat. It is a 40-page, beautiful relocation guide with restaurants. I cover the neighborhoods, schools, cost of living, you name it. It is all in the Longmont relocation guide, and you guys can go grab the link in the chat right now. And I'm also going to put a link in the description below, so make sure and go check it out. All right, we're going to keep on rocking with these questions. Thank you so much to everybody for joining me today. This is actually like really fun and amazing, except for some of you guys hating on everybody in the chat over here. Okay, Lisa, what do we got going on? Where are you from? Okay, I work remotely, but might need to commute to Denver or Boulder occasionally. How realistic is that from Longmont? And she's from Chicago. So far we've had Arizona, Florida, Chicago. Lisa, listen up, because you picked the perfect location for that situation. Longmont is honestly the sweet spot for people who need flexibility with commuting, or for just fun for that matter. To Boulder, you're looking at about 20 minutes on a normal day, and to get all the way to Denver, it's about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on the traffic and where in Denver that you're going. Denver is actually kind of big, so it might take you a little bit longer if you're going to completely opposite side of the city. And here's the cool part. You can actually take the bus, because RTD has routes that go from Longmont to both Boulder and Denver. But here's why I think that you're absolutely gonna love it here in Longmont is on the days that you're working from home, you're living in this beautiful small city with gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous mountain views, great coffee shops, local businesses, and an absolute great sense of community. Then when you need to go to Denver for work, or Entertainment, it's totally doable within a day. My family and I hop in the car, go to the Denver Zoo, go to concerts. We're back before dinner that day. And the job market here is actually really strong. We've got growth in the tech scene, healthcare, education, and if you ever decide to change your career, you're gonna have opportunities in Longmont, Boulder, Denver, and Fort Collins, which is less than a 45-minute drive. Plus, the traffic here is nothing compared to what you're used to over there in Chicago. Even our rush hour is gonna seem really light to you. All right, I'm gonna just keep chipping through these questions popping up here on the chat. I'm trying to keep up with everybody. Never fails that you're on a chat and somebody wants to talk about cannabis because apparently that's all Colorado's known for. What the heck's going on with that, guys? That is a very minuscule part of Colorado. All right, Amanda, what do we got? It says Noah. Hey there. I have a high schooler and I'm worried about them adjusting. How are the schools and what's the social scene for teens like? Amanda, listen, as a parent, I totally get that concern, or any other parents out there. Now, my daughter Waverly is 7, going on 14. Oh my gosh. And my son Ziggy is 5 and absolutely wonderful. And if they were teenagers, I can honestly tell you, I want to bless your heart and any teenage parents out there, because I feel like I would have a lot more gray in my dreads. Now, after watching several of my clients move with teenagers, it's tough and there's no way around it, because they had to give up all of their friends and everything that made them comfortable to be here. And that really wasn't their choice. But what I've noticed is that the kids and teenagers often are going to adjust far faster than even you are. And of course, Longmont has some really solid high schools. Longmont High School, Skylines High School, and Silver Creek High School all have really strong academic programs. And of course, lots of extracurricular activities. But here's what I think your teenagers are really gonna love, is the outdoor opportunities here are absolutely unmatched and incredible. I mean, we've got kids who are into skiing, snowboarding, hiking, mountain biking, rock climbing, whitewater rafting, camping, hunting, oh my gosh, you name it. It's a very active outdoor culture. And what you're gonna find is that when you move out here, use social media as a tool to help find groups that your teenager or even you can dive in and become a part of. So you can look up hiking groups, mountain biking groups. There's all of these different groups available on the groups in Facebook that you can dive in, ask questions, talk about the best trails, and really get a cohesiveness even before you move here. So when you land, your teens can be out in the community, meeting people, going to events, and going out on some of these outdoor adventures with kids just like them. Now, as far as the social scene here, I would describe it as healthy. There are youth programs, sport leagues, and because it's Colorado, there is a really positive, laid-back vibe here where your kids can feel comfortable. Now, I'm not gonna sit across this computer screen and lie to you guys. Moving is an adjustment for everybody, including your teenagers. However, I've seen many families where the kids were initially completely resistant, throwing a fit the whole entire time, and within 6 months of living here, they're saying that it was the best thing that they've ever happened to them. And that is going to be because of the community, the adventurous lifestyle that you're going to be able to experience right here in Colorado. My advice is really simple. Get them involved in activities right away, whether it's sports, drama, music, or whatever the heck that they're into, because that's how they're going to make new friends, establish new relationships, and feel more at home. All right, let's dive back into these chats. Got everybody going off in here. We got somebody from Arizona. Who is that? Robert. What's up, Robert? Hey, Robert. What are the hidden costs of moving to Colorado that nobody is talking about? Robert, I absolutely love this question because this is where I can really help you avoid some of the expensive surprises. And I know this because my family and I relocated here 5 years ago and I didn't have anybody helping me out. Now, one of the first hidden costs is going to be your car. because if you're coming from a warm weather climate, you might need to put on some all-season tires, which can run you between $800 and $1,000. And registering your car here can be a shock because it's based on the value of your vehicle. So if you have a new car, you're looking at a registration cost between $500 and $800 just to register your car. The second cost that I did not anticipate at all was the cost of clothing. Colorado has 4 seasons, and sometimes you can experience all 4 seasons in a single day. So you can't just have a winter coat, you need a light jacket as well. Now, I would budget about $1,000 per person in your family to update the entire wardrobe so you are Colorado adventure ready. And the third hidden expense, and again, these are stuff that nobody talks about, is outdoor gear. You might want a pair of skis, you might want some camping gear, and it's not cheap. So budget for a few $1,000 for getting you and your family properly equipped so you can enjoy everything that this beautiful state has to offer. Now, the fourth hidden cost is going to be eating out and entertainment. It is slightly more expensive here than a lot of different places, and a family dinner out, now I have a family of 4, runs us between $80 and $100. But here's the thing, these aren't really hidden costs, they're lifestyle costs. And most people find that the quality of life here makes it totally worth it. You're paying for 300 days of sunshine, clean air, incredible outdoor recreation, and a really high quality of life. And if you ask me, it is worth every single penny. My advice is pretty simple. Budget an extra 15% beyond what you think that you're going to need your first year. That gives you some cushion while you're still figuring out what your new Colorado life looks like. All right, guys, this has been a lot of fun today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and joining me on my first ever live Q&A. Now, I am seeing some questions still coming in the chat, and I wish I could answer all of them, but sadly, we are out of time. The good news is that I'm a really easy guy to get a hold of. You can call or text me with questions, large or small, at 720-741-7474. Or if it's easier for you, you can go in the description, click on my calendar link, schedule a time, and I will call you at that time so we can chit chat about what real burning questions you have about Northern Colorado. And if you're thinking about making the move to Longmont or anywhere in Northern Colorado, you don't have to figure all this out alone. This is literally what I do every single day. I help families navigate the exact process. Whether you need help understanding the market, finding the right neighborhood, or just want someone to show you around town and give you the real scoop on what life is like right here, I am 100% here for you. Oh, and do yourself a favor. Download the 40-page Longmont relocation guide, which literally covers the town from top to bottom. The link is going to be in the description below. Now, there's no doubt moving to a new state is a big decision, but I can tell you from working with hundreds of families, the ones who make the move to Colorado rarely regret it. So if you want to see more of this town, go check out this video right here of the full driving tour of Longmont, Colorado, so you can see what this beautiful town actually looks like from a street level point of view. Remember, stay adventurous, my friends. I will see you in the next video.